Going to do something different today on the channel, showing a little bit more of the process that goes into, documenting all of these lines in Nova Scotia bouldering. I'm going to bring you guys with me along for the process here. The climb that I'm going after is called Dramatic Exit. It's a V8. It's at Owl's House. It's a brand new line. Owl's House is a 20-year-old area, but last season, I was just looking at the rock for new possibilities like I always do. And I wondered if you could go up the overhang at the directly above the classic line Hourglass. And I started playing around on it, and sure enough, got a cool little V8 out of it. It's a very unique line. It's a lot like World Club climbing. You're negotiating volumes. There's multiple presses, difficult top sequence. Very, very cool. Incredible day for the beginning of the season. It looks like the season's going to start a couple weeks early this year. Got a little bit of snow left though. That's going to help with the landing. So the top on this one is spooky. A little bit of snowpack underneath. Going to help manage that top mantle. My normal routine is that I like to warm up on the Topout of climbs. But in this case, the Topout is the actual crux. If you're warming up on the Topout of this one, you have to climb the whole thing to get to the top. And you'd just be sending anyway. So I think I'm going to set up a rope rig. It's going to let me get some confidence on those top moves so that I can just go for it. The mantle crux here, it consists of doing a very awkward high step onto a tiny crystal right at the lip of the boulder. Wow. If your feet blow at that point, I don't really want to think about what that's going to look like. But, at least hopefully they'll be on film. So like and subscribe.
A few moments ago.
If your feet blow at that point, I don't really want to think about what that's going to look like. Well, I definitely don't want that to happen on a Sengo. That's what I was worried about. I think my foot was a little bit wet from the underside. Oh no, the hold broke. Oh, fuck. Well, that might be the end of this line. I'll have to see if it still goes. Well, I was worried about that. Okay. It still goes, but it's got harder. The foot is half the size of what it was originally, so it's gonna make this spicier. Half of that crux foot is gone now. It got a lot smaller. It's going to be a lot sketchier going for it. There's what's left of the foot chip. The foot is way smaller, not even half of what it used to be. So if I'm pumped at all, it's probably going to be too scared to go for it, but we'll see. I'm worried. It's a pretty fragile looking crystal. I'm worried that the rest is going to go. And it's not a very pleasant fall into the bulge if it goes when you're committing. This is the other half of the foot that broke off, so she was pretty rotten in behind there. I'd sure like to have that on the crux though at this point. The game plan, I think, is that I'm just going to rest and then just go for an early Sengo, and one and done is the hope. I don't remember the bottom very well. It's been a year since I've tried it. Feeling pretty good today. So hoping that I come up with something reasonably smooth and have enough in the tank to commit to that mantle. So I'm gonna set the timer now on my watch here, and 15 minutes, and then go for a Sengo. What the fuck? Oh, it's wet. Oh, fuck. Well, I made a rookie mistake of not checking my holds before sitting down for a send go. And unsurprisingly, the holds in this crack are totally soaked and slimy. We've had a lot of rain lately and a lot of snow melt, early spring conditions, and those cracks tend to stay wet for a while. So hit it with some chalk, brush it, gonna tune it up a few times, see if I can get it into a sendable condition. So that ended up being more of a fight than I was expecting going into it, but that's how it goes sometimes. The crack was cold and wet, which was surprisingly pumpy, working a little extra hard in the opening moves. So then when I got to the Crux top, I was a little bit pumped, a little spicy. The foot braking was another issue because I don't think the grade's any harder now, but once you've seen it break in half once, you don't have a lot of confidence in it. It's a very committing move to press out that mantle, and with a foot that you don't trust, you're going to grip that much harder, and so you sort of get a little bit pumped, a little over gripping, but in the end it worked out. It was more of a fight than I expected. Still fun though, great line, would recommend.